Hey guys, welcome to the Handy Hunter. Hey, we wanted to bring you guys in on a project that we're going to do with this big tower stand. We just moved this into position for this food plot that we just cleaned up yesterday, and I'll show that to you in just a second. But the problem with this tower stand right here is you can't bow hunt out of it, and it's basically got bars around it on the inside. So we're going to build a whole new cab to put on top of this, and just wanted to share this project with you guys. And we're just going to make a cab that we can both bow hunt out of it and gun hunt out of it, and make it very useful for both things that we want to accomplish here. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Next time we'll see you in the shop, we'll get to building.
Houston, we have a problem, and I'm about to fix it. Let's roll.
Bones here says he's ready to start welding. Says he's tired of all this watching. Alright guys, there she is. She's all done. Check it out. Real happy with the way this thing turned out. I got my V in the front, I got my V on the end so that we can shoot downwards out of this stand from this high tower of 15 feet. And we've got a nice open there towards the bottom to give us some angled shots. So real happy about that. So let me just give you a quick walk around and kind of show you some specifics on this and what I did in the building process. So let me start with the roof real quick. This is a 6x8, and the reason I did it 6x8 is for two reasons. One is because it gives me some overhang, as you can see, to protect the material and to protect me when I'm inside it. The current stand I get wet in because there's no overhang with the roof, and this one will keep me dry. So this is kind of nice, and it'll make my material last longer, and the wood in the stand as well. The second reason is that 6x8, building this roof exactly 6x8, where the eyelets match up on the corners, all four corners perfectly, allows me to order another replacement 6x8 when this one goes bad in a few years. And these are readily available on Amazon. and they're not too expensive. So I was going to show you guys this right here. This is the tarp. Again, it's a 6x8. It's made by Harpster Tarps, and I have personal experience with these. I've used them a lot. This is by far the best tarp on the market, in my opinion. Tarps are like trail cameras. You waste a lot of money on them until you find something that actually has value. And these tarps have value. So if you can see from this chart right here, this is the strength of material tarp. So blue tarps are the lightest material. The brown tarps, which is what this tarp is the heaviest that they carry. And this is an 8-ounce tarp per square yard. And this is a nice tarp. This is the same tarp that's on the roof here. And this tarp is the same tarp I have on other stands already. And this is just the best tarp I can find. So little advice, little tip to you guys who may be wondering what to put on tops of stands. I've had the best success with these. And so you guys may know that you cannot use zip ties on these eyelets around these stands that are going to be in the sun, because the UV rays will dry rot them in 2 months. They'll crack, and then your roof is flying in the wind, and then it's definitely going to rip up. Don't care how strong your tarp is. Once the wind gets a hold of it, it's done. So what I use is wire around all the corners, or around the whole stand. So if you wire them down, the wiring will last longer than the tarp. So you're good to go if you use wire. So that's the tip right there. So let me show you, because I got my bow in here. Well, actually, let me go this way, and I'll show you my setup in here and how I built this. So there's my bow, and I've got hooks everywhere in the tops of the roof bars. You can see I have one there, down there, a couple down there. There's like 6 or 7 total in here. And what I do is, if you can see on there, I take a little bit of heat shrink, and I put it on there, heat shrink it on there, and it gives it a nice little rubber, soft rubber touch, and it doesn't come off either. So it's a nice quiet little contact for your bow. So little trick there. And then let me come inside. So this is the front, and then we're going to be looking at the back now. And this is the door coming up the back ladder of the stand. And so you'll come in through here, and you can open the door. This latch opens from the outside or the inside by this one latch here, which is nice. So, and this latch is nice and tight, so that it's not noisy or clanky. So it's a nice tight closing door. I just like having doors, because with kids and everything, you don't need a door, but with kids, it's just kind of nice. It feels like it gives it a little bit more security up here, since our backs are going to be facing this wall. So I have a backdrop here. We won't be hunting really out of the back of this stand, because of the way it backs up to the woods. And this gives us some nice cover of our silhouette for any movement up in here. So let me show you a couple of things. Of course, I'll always put hooks on all 4 corner posts to hang bags or calls or any of that kind of stuff. And then if you look here, this is really cool and important if you're thinking of making a removable roof, which I always do. Just because when you go to install these things, that way with your overhang and everything, you're not going to tear up your roof if you're dragging it up a tower. You can install both parts separately. And so it's important to build it removable. And so all this is a 3/4 inch couple that attaches to this pipe. And then you just screw that screw in right there, and it tightens it onto the pipe, and then you're good to go. So all I did on the top was I cut a notch at the angle of this roof into this couple. It's a little bit of work, but it's well worth it. And then this 1/2 inch pipe lays into the notch, and then I weld it on both sides of the couple, and it just makes a perfect removable roof scenario. So it works out really good, guys. I like it. And it was easy to build. It wasn't too bad. It's just the work and time going into it. It's super light too. This thing is amazingly light. So we're not going to have any trouble installing this thing whatsoever. I mean, you can see me just grabbing it and picking it up. It just comes up so So easy, but I got to be careful because my bow's in there, so I definitely don't want to drop that. So anyway, you can see my blue line on the floor, and I started out doing that because it was my square. So I got everything square because my tower stand is square, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't build a crooked deer stand to go on a square tower. So it's always good to start with tape on the floor. Always works good to do it that way. And so guys, this is the end of part 1 of this install, and part 2 will be when we actually take the old cab off. We'll put the new one on, and then we'll try to even get a hunt out of it and get on some hogs or some deer out of this stand with the new cab on it. So anyway, appreciate you guys once again watching and tuning in. I love that you guys like our channel. So thanks so much, guys. We are checking out.